Have you ever wondered how to make your 3D materials look even more realistic and full of life? In this part of our openPBR series, we're taking it further with subsurface scattering, emissiveness, fuzziness, and more. Welcome back to Academic Phoenix Plus. My name is Monica, and I am your guide through PBR. In the last video, we covered base color, specular, and transmission using Maya 2026 openPBR shader. In this video, we'll explore how light travels through material, glow from within, and even catch the fuzzy look that makes surfaces feel tangible. Let's jump in and bring your shaders to the next level. If you're new to this channel, I post tutorials on a weekly basis. Software includes Maya, ZBrush, Substance Painter, and so much more. If that is your sort of thing, please consider subscribing. So bring out your creativity, open up Maya, and let's go ahead and continue working with openPBR shader in Maya 2026. Okay, let's focus on the next one. Going to assign a new material. Let's go to openPBR. So what is subsurface? Subsurface, or in some places call it translucency. If there is a light behind the object, can you see it? So for example, here I am holding my phone and here is a book. The light doesn't go through it. However, when I have a piece of paper and I put light through it, you can see that it works. And if you look at my hand and I put my flashlight on of my phone on my hand, you can see that the color changes to red. That's because what you're seeing is the blood vessels underneath my skin. It picks up the color and then you see it. So that is what subsurface scattering is that this is the way that we see things when light goes through the object. What does that mean in Maya? First, let's render it without subsurface. So this is what it looks like without subsurface. And then if I crank it up to 1, rendering is going to take a little longer, but you can see that it's picked up some color and the shadows are missing, right? That's because light has completely gone through it and taken it over, and there's very little shadowing to be seen because that's how bright the lighting is going through it. So what's fun about this is the way candles look like, this is how milk looks like, this is how honey looks like. Light goes through it, scatters around, and takes it over. So let's play with the color. Let's change it to pink just so you guys can see. And that's how quickly you can change the subsurface color. Now, usually when we do subsurface is for skin. So we probably want to change the color to like a skin color like this one. And then this can be a little bit more like a red. And you can see the effect is that light is going through, picking up the original color, then also picking up the red and then scattering it. Right? So there's a lot of things we can do. We can change the radius, which means how far does the light go through and scatter and then pick up the color. Don't forget that anytime there is a slider, you can always increase the value and you can get some really fun colors. And let me reduce the scatter. And this one will also affect the scatter as well. Now it does play with the color up here at the top. So usually what you want to do is make sure that these colors match. So for example, if I have kind of like a fleshy skin color, like so, and then this one kind of matches it as well. And then you have this kind of like blood underneath it. You can get some really fun skin tones. So imagine where you're going to use subsurface for a human, for example, you want to make sure that the base color and your color here, your subsurface, are the same. And then you create a different map altogether when it comes to the radius scale. And then of course you want to control the weight. Because at the end, you do want to see some shadow unless you want to make it look like milk or a candle. Next, I'm going to show you fuzziness, and I like to demonstrate it as if it was a tennis ball. And if you've seen a tennis ball, it's actually pretty rough, so I'm going to go ahead and increase the roughness. Here's the color of a tennis ball, and then we're going to go down to fuzz. And fuzz is a lot of fun. This is what it looks like right now. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop, and if I crank up the weight and play, you're going to see that it has some edging around it, and that's the fuzziness. So if you guys want to create a peach or any type of clothes fabric material, you want to make sure you put on the fuzz, just because you want to have that soft edging around it, which makes it feel like there's light scattering around it. The nice thing about this too is that you can change the color. Lighter is usually better, and then you also can play with the roughness. So if you wanted to be all consuming or just a little bit around the edges, and that's how you can quickly create something that looks like a tennis ball. I wanted to show you is Emission, which makes things glow in the dark, which is really fun. You can see that it has luminance. You can also change the color here, which makes it look like that. But if you wanted to create something that looked more like like a monitor that's glowing, for example, or any type of light source, or perhaps you're trying to make a neon sign, then don't forget to change the color as well. And you probably want to increase the roughness. And then you get something like this. Now, neon's a little bit different. It does have a little bit of color to it, but you can also change the color to something a little bit warmer. There's a little bit more to it, but this is how you can create what's called emission. It makes it feel like it's glowing in the dark, or just glowing in general. There is also things like thin film, which will make your object look like it's made out of gasoline or a bug. It's a little hard to see here, but you can see that by changing the index of refraction and then also the thickness. You can get some really cool effects in case you want to create like oil or a bubble. So for example, if I go to transmission and crank this up to transmission and then change this to thin film, and you can see that the rendering isn't working, so you can always go to render, update, full screen, and there you go. Go in and decrease the roughness, and now you can create a bubble. So again, this is under thin film. You can have some fun with the thickness, as you can see, and a variety of other things. And finally, the presets. We basically tackled all of these wonderful things the PBR can offer, and now we're going to talk about the presets. So anytime you guys see a preset with a little asterisk, it means that there's a bunch of presets. And it's really great because you can just go to aluminum brush and replace, and you get aluminum brush. And what's fun about this is that you can go through and analyze how they did this. You can see the metalness is at 1, my roughness is at 0.2, the anisotropy is at 0.9. Those are the type of things you want to take a look at. So for example, there is car paint metallic, and then you can play with it, right? Let's say I don't want that. I want a green car. There's other things that you can play with as well. You have honey, for example. One of my favorites is jade, which I think is very pretty. And if you want gold really fast, you can quickly create gold. So there you go, guys. That's what I wanted to show you. Let me zoom out here so you can see all the cool stuff that we can make in Maya, from base color all the way to emission, even the presets. It's really amazing when you can create. And not only that, once you start adding maps to it, that's when you really get the magic going. And that is how you can make your materials shine with the new openPBR shader in Maya 2026. Hopefully you guys like this tutorial. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Did you find this tutorial interesting? Do you have any questions? Do you want to see anything else about openPBR? If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and join me for more tips and tricks every week. Don't forget that you can go to academicphoenixplus.com and download these shader balls so that you can experiment, and it's all set up for you. And then please share my videos if you found this video helpful and you feel like another artist out there would like to understand openPBR a little bit better, then please share my videos. That would be amazing. That would help me out a great deal with the YouTube algorithm, and also get my mission out there, which is to help as many 3D artists as I can to learn Maya, to demystify Maya so that they can learn how to create 3D and create beautiful art. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Keep creating, and I will see you next time in the next video tutorial. Stay creative.